everyone, how you doing? Welcome back to TSW5 and an early access look at the brand new Frankfurt S-Bahn route, which is releasing on the 20th of May. So when you're watching this, that is tomorrow, actually. So hope you're all looking forward to this one. The star of the show is the VR 430, and as you can see, I've got the 430 lined up here at Wiesbaden. We're going to take a full run right across the route from Wiesbaden all the way up to Frankfurt in this one, in the 430. We're playing on the PC. As you know, on the PC there is a full timetable, there is a reduced timetable. This is part of the full timetable, but on console you should get this as well because this is the 430, so this is part of the standard route. The other thing on PC is, of course, that I don't have all the layers that layer onto this, so you won't see everything that you might see if you're playing on the PC, just to let you know that. But shall we get underway? About 3/4 an hour, I think, this service. And if I just go back into the cab, I need to be out of photo mode, of course. So we need to get the doors unlocked, but first we'll get the key in, and we'll go into forwards, get the doors open. Passenger lights, why not? It's pretty bright outside, but we'll do it. High beams. What else have we got down here? We've got the horn. Let's try the horn. Yeah, very nice indeed. Spotlight controls. I think everything else is right. We do need the safety systems because we always use the safety systems on this channel. Try not to cheat where possible, and we play it as properly as we can. Right, we've got until 8:35, so we'll have a chat about the route as we go. We've mentioned the timetable. I wanted to get that out of the way as quickly as possible. There's been a lot of debate on the channel in the comments and also over on the Discord generally about the reasons why, and you know, discussion about reduced timetables on Gen 9 consoles, etc. So I'm not really going to go into it in this video. I think we've talked about it quite a bit. This is just to give you a first look, early access at the route itself, end to end. That's what this is about, and yeah, hopefully you'll enjoy it. Let's get ready to close the doors, shall we, on this 430. We'll just watch it from here. There we go. Right, let's hop back in. It's a combined brake and throttle, of course. So we're all good to go. Safe to release the PZB, so we'll do that. And our first stop is Wiesbaden Ost, which is 3.3 kilometers away. So let me keep it down at 40, I think, as we're leaving. Because we do have a 40 limit coming out. You see, I said I wasn't going to talk about the timetable, but this is like 8:35 in the morning. And it's quite quiet at this end, isn't it? Now, that could be that I've not got all the layers, I'm not sure, but it does look a little bit quiet. It looks like it might be expected to be a bit busy. We'll see what it's like when we get to Frankfurt, shall we? Because that's where it's at. Let's just acknowledge the CFIR before the alarm starts screaming at us. Now, I'm going to go over and bring up the article, because as we go, I'm going to try my best to talk about a couple of things that we already went over in the sort of news video for this the other week, but it's worth recapping some of the items. Now you can see it here on the screen. First of all, the whole route has got 25 stations, and don't forget, this is an S1 service, this one, but there are S1, S8 and S9 services as well. If you have a quick look at the route map in the article, it's quite interesting because they're all crisscrossing each other and you can go all sort of different directions, which is quite nice. I haven't had much chance to play this, by the way, before the video. If it stutters a little bit, it's because it's the first time it's running. That's all it is. But hopefully, we'll be okay. And hopefully, we'll see plenty of traffic. There's some on the way back. Quite a nippy unit, this one actually. Very much like the 423, which is included in this, by the way. But we've seen the 423 before. Though the one for this route has got improved physics and a few other bits and bobs, so it is slightly different. But if you're used to the 423, this one is very, very similar to drive. Pretty straightforward. Rip and roar, I like to call it. Right, 1 kilometre. That's the CFA that keeps shouting at me. There are some ICE services as well on this if you like your high-speed stuff. I noticed, I wasn't sure because I didn't watch the previous stream, but I wondered if there was any LZB on this route. There actually is a small section of LZB. So if you're into your high-speed stuff, the ICE services are quite good. So let's acknowledge that. See how we do with the braking. Try to avoid any overshoots if we can. Yeah, there's a little bit of stuttering. You see, I'm on the dev build, and I've just switched to this build, so it's got nothing cached or buffered. It's a slight overrun. It'll do us. Let's have a quick look inside, shall we? Are the doors opening? I've opened the doors. Ah, is this one of the trains where the doors will only open when the passengers... Let's just try. No. What am I talking about? I didn't press it hard enough. I thought it was being clever then and only opening the doors when the passengers request it, but obviously not. Pretty nice interior. Pretty sort of standard, I think, on the German stock. Nice to see there's no joins in the middle there. You can walk all the way down there, look. We've got some onboard PIS as well, which is quite interesting. That's always quite well done on these units, isn't it? Let's go outside, lock the doors. Do it properly this time. And we'll pull away from this station. I'll let you listen to it from the outside. Mainz Castle is next. There we go. I mean, it is pretty quiet anyway because it is an EMU, but so it's worth listening from the outside. See the aircraft ahead as well. So we do have Frankfurt Airport in the game as well, which I assume is where that is heading to. I can't remember if we go through the airport station in this run, but it is very nice. Very well done, actually. Very modern. Up to 110 on this stretch. Reduce power on this hill. As with all these kind of services, there's a lot to look for when you've got the PZB on as well. A lot of stop-start, a lot of speed changes. Got to observe the PZB. But as I always say, you don't have to run with the safety systems on. I always just like to, just for that extra bit of immersion, that little bit of realism. But you don't need to. Once we get to this next station, we'll have a quick look at the schedule and I'll tell you exactly where we're stopping along the route as well, that you know that. 1.7 to go. And then I'll also start having a quick look through the article about what's included, etc. Right, coming down to the 90 and the full stop, so let's do that. Those aircraft are getting nearer, look. So yeah, releasing on all platforms tomorrow. Consoles, of course, are usually early, about 10 o'clock UK time, with PC. Steam and Epic coming a little bit later in the afternoon. Wow, it's stuttering just there, isn't it? Now, I would have run this a couple of times first before recording, but I just didn't get a chance, unfortunately. That would have taken away all that stuttering. Right, so the door's open. Let's have a quick look at the schedule. So, that's the doors open. I've done it again. I don't know what's up with my controller. It's not acknowledging the doors opening very well. Hochheim is next. Loersheim, Eddersheim, there's a lot of Heims, Hattersheim, Frankfurt, Singlingen, Frankfurt Huscht, Babwerke, Frankfurt Huscht, Frankfurt Nied, Frankfurt Grisham. A lot of Frankfurts, isn't there? Frankfurt main train station there, 918. So, let's get the doors locked. Get the brakes off, and on we go. 4.8 to the next one. Right, so as we are speeding up here, let me just move the mouse over to my other screen and talk a little bit about what's going on. So we talked about the S1, S8 and S9 routes. The only new piece of stock that we get as part of this route, of course, is the BR 430, which is what we're driving right now. And then, due to popular feedback from the community as well, the Flughafen Fernbahnhof was included for additional gameplay. That originally wasn't in the route, as I understand it. And then once it was announced, player feedback said it should be in. So it was added in, which was quite nice. What else have we got? Mentioned the 25 stations, S1, S8, S9 routes, and IC services we've talked about. I think for the IC services though, you will need Frankfurt Fulda to run those services. What else? What else have we got? I'm trying to keep my eye on the signals and do this at the same time. The 430 runs on all three of the lines, by the way, so it'll become a very familiar unit to you as well. Talked about the physics upgrade on the 423 as well. Services you'll get on PC up to 1,000 services. You do need the layers to get those 1,000 services. Then 1,000 services are not part of this actual DLC, the plain straight DLC. You will need layers for that. If you're on console, it's 600 services. What else? What else? I don't know what the actual length of the route is end to end. I don't know if it says that in the article. I'll try and find it. I don't believe it does. Just trying to have a look. There's a 24-hour timetable, by the way, as per usual. Yeah, it doesn't say unfortunately. was hoping it would. Let's stop at this station before I completely screw it up. But the route so far is the typical, you know, sort of high quality German route we've all become used to. One thing I struggle with, which I need to sort of, you know, sort of self-teach myself, if you will, on some of these German routes is the geography, the general geography of the TSW world in Germany. You know, unlike with the UK stuff, where I know where everything is and where everything leads to and what's connected to what, I don't have that same knowledge with German routes, and so when a new route comes out in Germany, I always struggle to find out where in Germany it is, and you know, you see a lot of the players who are familiar with Germany know exactly, you know, and get excited for a certain route because they know where it is and what it connects to, and route hopping, etc., etc. I don't get that same, you know, I don't have that same knowledge, unfortunately. So one thing I need to is really sit down and sort of study that. And then, you know, get the most out of the DLCs, I think. It is quite difficult, and we've got a lot of German routes, haven't we? We really have. I need to see it on a map. I think actually there is a website that shows all the routes in TSW on a sort of world map and by country as well. And you'll be able to see exactly what I'm talking about. If you put you look at Germany on the map, you better see all the TSW routes that we've got in Germany on one map. And you better see just how much of Germany we've actually got covered. It must be quite a bit now. I mean, Germany's a big place. Don't get me wrong. There's plenty more potential for more routes, but because we are coming into Frankfurt on this one, of course, and we've got Frankfurt Fulda already, so there's a connection there. But I'd like to see it on a map. Things will become a little bit more familiar once we get towards the Frankfurt end, I'm sure. A lot of you will be in the same boat as me, I'm sure. Alright, we've got 5.3 to the next stop. Let's just take a look outside. There's only one tone of horn, which is high, I think. Yep. Yep, there's no low tone. Let's see if we can get up to the full 160. We might just be able to do it. It certainly shifts, the 430. Let's just ease back on the power. It's a shame about that stuttering. After this recording, I'll run it again and it won't do it. Which is just typical. You see, these sidings over on the right, there's not a lot of traffic there, is there? And I don't know what is typical of this area. I don't know whether or not I'm expecting traffic over there or not. Kind of seems like there should be. Right, we've got 1.7, so we'll start slowing down because we are quite fast at the minute. Wow, that aircraft there is quite close, isn't it, in front of us? Now, I have played a release build as well on the PS5. But it's not quite ready. It's not a public... Did I say public release build? Not a public release build. I have played a sort of preview build on the PS5. I actually... At the moment, it's running better on the PS5 than it does... In this particular example that I'm showing you, I'm immediately noticing it. I ran this service, actually, on the PS5 and didn't get any of these stutters. So, yeah. That's a bit of a shame, really. Get the doors open. And I will say, on that preview build, if you are on console, it's running well. It's running quite well. Now, you might say, well, that's because I'm not getting all the services on the console. Could be. Could be. I do have all the DLC as well. All the DLC required on the PS5, whereas I don't on the PC. I don't have everything on the PC. So I've come to the PC later. I've been on PS5 a long time. But yeah, it was running absolutely fine. If you are considering getting this, well, look at aircraft. If you are considering getting this on the console, from what I've seen so far, it's pretty good. Right, Eddersheim is next. See how fast we can accelerate, actually. If I give it the beans now, 100%, here we go. We can do the full 160 under PZB on this. It's pretty rapid. One interesting thing about this route as well, if you've seen the previous stream, then you've probably already seen it, but there are some subterranean stations as well. Almost reminds me of Rapid Transit, if you've played Rapid Transit, which is a very old one now. Similar type of thing to that. Some sort of underground stations that we run into. Again, I can't remember if it's on the S1 route. I can't remember if we go through there on S1. Again, I haven't got familiar with the S1, S8, S9 and which routes they all take. I don't even think I've driven each route yet. But there are some subterranean stations which, you know, adds to the sort of attraction of this one. Get some braking in. Might actually need to change the battery in my control, you know, because the door is not opening and the braking not reacting very well. Could be to do with my controller not having enough power. Alright, this one's going to be interesting. We could well be on the crossing. I think that counts as an overshoot, doesn't it, that? 43 metres past where we were meant to stop. Yeah, everyone can jump down and walk, it's fine. They can go under the barrier. Pretty basic station, that, isn't it? Nice ticket machines there. Usual with the collectibles. When you do the tutorial, it of course tells you what the collectibles are. Tutorial is available, and like the route. The usual route overview as well comes as part of it, of course, and you get the usual history of the line, etc. Which I always say it's always quite nice to do that first. So if you do pick this DLC up, make sure you go and do that. Learn a little bit about the history of the line before you jump in. Training modules for the 430. I think the 423 as well. You do get the what is the other? Let me have a quick look. Let's have a quick look what else we get. There's something else we get as well. Scrolling up the article. The only new thing is the 430. We do get, that's it, we get the 143 and the Dostal. How could I forget the 143? So you've seen the 143 before as well. But you can drive the 143 on this DLC. But there is a tutorial for the 143 as well, but you've probably already done it. All available in the training centre, of course. And we're off to Hattersheim, which is in 2.8 kilometres. Thanks as always to Dovetail for the early access, which is much appreciated as part of the Ambassador programme, of which I am one of the ambassadors. I think it's highly anticipated, this route. There's been a lot of talk about it on the forums for quite some time. I think it's been in development for quite a while. I think the route itself is quite impressive. Because a lot of the German routes, with the stock that's involved, sometimes it can feel a bit, they're going to be a little bit samey. But I don't know what you think, but there is always a particular something with these German routes that do tell them apart. And that again is coming from me that doesn't know the geography. Obviously the geography is completely different in each route, but I mean the actual feel of the route from a driving perspective and a look and feel, they are distinctly different each time, and they always manage to sort of pull that off. Because when a new German route's announced, I'll be thinking, oh, it's a little bit of the same. But then when we get to look at it, it actually isn't. So I think they choose the routes quite well. I don't know how this one was chosen. I don't know if this was a a player choice or whether it was solely DTG as to what would be popular, but it's actually quite a good route. Of all the German routes that we've got right now, I can see myself playing this quite a bit. Especially when I get into the ICE services, which are my go-to for speed services. I like the high-speed stuff. Right, we can get the doors closed. And we're on to the first of the Frankfurt stations, which is Sindelingen. And that's platform 2, 2.7 kilometres. I haven't seen any 143s yet, by the way, or Dostals, so I'm assuming they are not running on the S1 route. Unless they're appearing later, we might see them around Frankfurt, I guess. Where all the lines sort of converge. That's where we'll probably see the variety of traffic. Let's get it up to the 150 if we can. Now, I've noticed the more I've been running it, the less the stutters. There's a couple just there, and again a little bit less. Get a brake in. This is the full brake. Everybody's Spilling the coffee right now. Just ease off it slightly. Managing to stay on time though, which is quite encouraging. These S-Bahn routes where there's lots of stopping and starting, it can be often quite a challenge just to stay on time, but we're not doing too bad. We're due in at 2 minutes past, so we've got a few seconds to go. Need to acknowledge this 80 as we come out of the station as well. Take a look at Sindlingen. Got a coach waiting outside. There's a route map collectible, by the way, just over there. Wow, it's actually freezing a little bit there. There's a route map. In fact, being as we've got like half a minute, shall we go and have a quick look on foot? Use the cab door, you see. I've not even been out of the cab yet. Let's go and get this. You can see how busy the route is there just from that map. So it's of course got some of the other S's on, like S5, etc., S6, which we've not got. But yeah, that's the full network route map. Let's climb up the steps. The door closed. They got a good view. Bit like in the British Rail 101, isn't it? Where you can have a look at what the driver's doing while he's driving. Quite a good seat, that, actually. See what's coming up in front of you. Let's go. Acknowledge the signal on the way past. So, we are due in at 9:07. Which seems like a bit generous, doesn't it, for 1.5 kilometres? Let's just see. Maybe we've got a little bit of a layover when we get there, I'm not sure. Acknowledge that. We do have the 80 coming up. There it is. That's us down to 80 below, so we're all good. Got a freight train over on the left? Looks like it. But this is the first one we've seen so far. Is it a Vectron? I think it's the red Vectron, isn't it? It is indeed. Now, I think on console, the freight services are something that are not included. I would need to double check that, but I'm almost sure the freight services are one of the things that are in that reduced, missing from that reduced timetable. Which is a bit of a shame if you own the Vectron, because the Vectron's really nice to drive, isn't it? Let's go and take a quick look over here. It's a long freight train, isn't it? There it is, just waiting to go out. Yeah, so we've got to wait now till 9:07. So we've got a couple of minutes. Shall we sort of have a quick wander? Just to see what we can find. I have to make sure we're back for 9:07. I've abandoned all protocol and gone off and left the cab accessible, but it's fine. Bit of clutter on these stations, that's quite nice. It's a nice touch. See how this little, you know, these weeds and grass are growing under the signs, as if the, you know, the rainwater's dripped off on there and has sort of settled in. That's quite a nice touch. I'll just see if there's any collectibles up here. I don't actually remember what they are, apart from the route maps, of course. Which that is one. Have we got anything else? Surely we've got posters. Don't think there's anything down there. Let's quickly just have a nip down the tunnel and see if there's anything. Oh wow, look at the clutter down here. This looks like a collectible, is it? A first aid point. Oh yeah, it's Germany, isn't it? We always have first aid points. Anything else down here? Wow, it's a bright station. Lots of clutter. Lots of clutter. This is our train. That's where we're actually going. Just run down this side as we make our way back. We don't want to be late setting off when we're keeping such good time. As always, ambient noise, very good. Near passing traffic and people talking on the station. Footsteps. Right, we're nearly ready to go. Just under half a minute. All the Frankfurts. What we got next? Let's get the doors locked. All fairly close together, these ones, as you would expect. Whilst we're making our way, don't forget to leave me a little like. And also leave me a comment. Are you going to pick this up? And let me know if I don't. I know a lot of the regulars. I know what platform you're playing on. But if you're new to the channel, let me know. Drop me a comment. Let me know whether you're on PC or whether you're on console, and indeed which console as well. I would like to know if you're picking it up. And if you're not picking it up, why are you not picking it up? Not your thing? Is it because of the reduced timetable if you're on console? Or do you just not like your German routes? Maybe you just play the British stuff for the American stuff? Could be. Maybe you're saving some of your money for the Class 86, which has got to be coming out quite soon. You know I'm hyped up for that one. And that is going to cost you 20 quid. So, you know, that's going to test the wallet. Yeah, see, the standard is getting better. I love this kind of, this stuff, this overgrown sort of stuff in the disused parts of the platforms. I love that kind of thing. You know, TS Classic has got a lot of that, a lot of the clutter and stuff. It's one of the reasons I like TS Classic as well. So I'm glad all that stuff's been put in now in TSW. Frankfurt Nide or Nied. Don't quite know which. Two kilometres away. I think we're due in to the final stop at 9:18. So we haven't got far to go. As you can see, the main city of Frankfurt there in front, just coming into view. See the tall buildings. Let's just coast for this section. I haven't done too bad ever. It must be only 2 overshoots, which is quite good for me. And I don't want to tempt it. I don't want to tempt fate. But I haven't missed a PZB or a CIFA or anything yet. Things are looking up. I must have been practicing. Right, here we go. Plenty of people waiting here. Let's pack them in. That wasn't a bad stop. Yeah, quite nice. Wow, look at this guy in the leather gear, look. It's too hot to be wearing all that clobber, I'll tell you. Alright, let's get the doors locked. Frankfurt Grisham. Or Griesheim. Or even Greisheim. That's where we're going anyway, whatever it is. 2.6 kilometers. So this, by the way, is 2018, this timetable. That's one thing I didn't mention. If you're a regular on these routes, let me know if anything's changed between then in 2018 and what it looks like now. I've never visited. I've been to Frankfurt. I've been into the airport at Frankfurt, but only as a layover. I've not been out of Frankfurt airport, unfortunately. So I don't know this area of Germany very well at all. There's a good level of detail on the route though. We'll just coast in for this last 800 metres. Starting to build up now as we get into the main part of Frankfurt. Left all the countryside behind us. There we go. Another not bad stop, if I do say so myself. Get the doors open. Bit more of a station building here for this one. Not much. We've got the DB clock there with the second hand going round. It's quite a nice touch. And then our next and final stop, I believe, is Frankfurt itself. Frankfurt main station. So I'll give it 100% power. Got 4 kilometers to go. So we've enjoyed this run up the S1 part of the route. There is quite a bit to cover. So we could have done, could have done S8 and S9 as well, but I chose the S1 for this one. So there's lots to explore, lots to do. And it does release tomorrow, on Tuesday. So don't forget to let me know if you're picking this up. Let me know what you think of it. Quite an impressive skyline, isn't it? You'll recognise this view from the Frankfurt folder as well, I believe, if you've been playing that. Just acknowledge all the signals on the way in. And I can keep up my 100% record on this run so far with only 1.5 kilometers to go. Be just my luck, wouldn't it? Something gets me now on the way in. I do see the 143 over there. And a couple of other layers. So we're going down into the subterranean station here, which is what I was talking about. So above, you see the top platforms above, where the ICE services are all going in, etc. And then there are these underground stations as well, which are really interesting. And a great idea, really, to get the capacity out of the station. Acknowledge that. Already down past the 60, so that's all good. I'll put a little bit of minimum brake in as we approach the red signal. And this is Frankfurt. Subterranean version. You are kidding me. I got done on the PZB right at the end. Look, I was too fast. I was too fast coming in for the magnet before the red. Oh, dear me. That is just typical. I knew what happened. I knew what happened. Thanks for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you're picking up the route tomorrow, again, as I've said a couple of times, please do let me know what you think. Hopefully, you'll enjoy it like I've done. I think it's certainly an interesting route. And most of all, enjoy it. Thanks again for joining me. Take it easy, everyone. And see you on the next one. Bye for now.